to a brand new episode in which we're going to cover a lot of ground here. You may have already seen it. We have a brand new large pixel panel in the background to accompany my smaller one, and in this episode I'm going to tell you exactly where you can get one from, exactly how much it costs, and exactly what you need to do in order to buy one. So I suggest you guys sit back and stay tuned. But like I said, we have a lot to cover here. We've done some really good out and about episodes recently. We've looked at the Boxing Day sales. We found some really good games. Hot Shot Racing, for example, which I mentioned in that video as an absolute pearler you must buy. And we've also been down and done a mammoth retro game hunt at Super Game Shack in Leicester, which is a retro game shop like no other that I have ever been to. So brace yourselves. We're going to split it down into Christmas presents. Actually, we're going to do that second. What I picked up from Super Game Shack, and then I'm going to show you my gaming bits from good old Santa. So enjoy and let's get to it. Now, if you were eagle-eyed in one of my favourite retro game hunts that I've ever done, you would have seen me pick up two games in particular. One was Siberia on the PlayStation 2, and Sarah and I were actually talking about this because she's recently purchased it on the Switch and didn't actually like it. It's a point and click adventure, I'm led to believe. You guys have said that it's actually a really good game over on the PlayStation 2. I do have it, I think, on the Xbox, or there's definitely another console that I own this on. And this is a nice entry. I paid a couple of quid for this, which again, I'm going to do my best to tell you exactly what I paid for everything in this episode, because I'm led to believe that it really helps you guys out when you're doing your own retro game hunt. So for a couple of quid, this is boxed complete, Siberia on the PS2. Now, you also saw me having a scour at the PlayStation 3 games, and I specifically said in my voiceover that we'd been talking about Twisted Metal on the PlayStation 3. Now, I recently picked up Twisted Metal Black on the PS2 when we were down at the Doncaster Retro Gaming Market, probably last month. Yeah, well, it is last month now, of course it is. And we'd actually spoken about Twisted Metal a lot over on my stream on Twitch. So I knew I had to pick this up, and I really enjoyed it when I used to play it on the PlayStation 1. Now, this is complete. It also has a reversible cover, and I paid £8 for this, which tends to be the going rate. So for for bang on a tenner, you guys can score yourselves some nice little titles here. And I think for me, that's important. It's not just about the big purchases that we're all prone to making, but it's about getting those retro gaming bargains as well. So for 10 quid, Super Game Shack, that's kicking us off. I'm going to move on to the more expensive stuff that I picked up now. First up then is a game that I did again spot and pointed out in the glass cabinets. We have some Batman Returns. This is box complete, and this was on my list for my SNES collection, of which you will see, if you can make it out in the background, we've got SNES, N64 here, NES at the bottom. I'm a huge Nintendo girl, especially 16-bit Nintendo. So I really thought I'd pick this up, and I'm super excited to dive into it. As a side note, I also picked up from the dreaded eBay the same game, but on the Sega Mega CD, which I'll be diving into. In fact, it's here. I'll pick it up for you. I'll be diving into this on my multi-mega. So really stoked, guys. Really happy. Got some nice little Batman games in the collection, one of which was from the awesome retro game hunt at Super Game Shack. Next up then, we all love a little bit of Arnie, don't we? Especially in Terminator 2. Yes, Terminator 2 is right here on the SNES, the dreaded LJN video game, but nonetheless, this is a game that I, again, have been wanting to play for absolutely ages and ages. My brother and I used to play a Terminator game on his NES back in the day. I can't for the life of me remember which one it is, but if I can remember during the edit, I'll put it on the screen. And I've always, every time I think of Terminator games, I think about that NES game. So I thought, you know what, for £35, I'm gonna give this a go and add it to the SNES collection, and I cannot wait to play it. In fact, I might do a Super Nintendo devoted stream where I play through a lot of my recent SNES games, because if you've been following me for a while, I've picked up loads, some really, really cheap ones, some mid-price ones like this one for £35, and then some ridiculously expensive ones. So if you want to give us a follow on Twitch, I think I will do from original hardware, so no mini, no emulation, absolute SNES stream over on Twitch. Not so much a video game next, but definitely video game inspired. Sarah clocked this Tomb Raider Legends board game priced at 20 quid. Now, I didn't actually know this was out. We've looked into it. You can play through this. It's a 3-player game and it takes about 45 to 50 minutes, maybe an hour for your first playthrough if you're trying to get used to it. And this was only 20 quid, so I thought this would be a really nice weekday board game night and pizza night, really live out that 90s nostalgia with a little bit of pizza. Whenever I had a throwback night, like a VHS or Blockbuster night, it was always accompanied by pizza. So for me, when you get your mates round, definitely need pizza when we're doing something like this. Now, people have asked me what it's like. Well, obviously I have no idea. As you can see, it's still sealed, but maybe there's somebody out there that will actually be able to tell me what this is like. And I think the artwork, I'll just try and kind of, hopefully you'll see, get it on camera a little bit there. It's really, really nice. We've got some Laura's on the back, ranging from the classic PlayStation 1 all the way through to Legends. It just looks wicked. You get 3 Lara Croft figures, albeit they lack in aesthetics. The cards. So this is going to be awesome, I think, for me as a Tomb Raider fan. I'm really excited about this. So shout out to my bestie Sarah for finding this. I can't wait to play with you. Now, let's talk about this. This is the large pixel panel, if you would, with over 3,000, in fact, maybe nearer 4,000 animations built into this. I've got the smaller one as well. Now these, and I get asked this so much, these are from Super Game Shack. You can only buy them at Super Game Shack. Super Game Shack is the only retailer in this country that stock these. They don't stock them in quantity. There's very, 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 very few available. This costs £250. So if you want one, go and contact Rich at Super Game Shack in Leicester. Not going to spoon feed you because I know people will skip this video and still ask where'd I get it from. So if you're awesome and you don't skip the video, you too can own one of these. If you don't want to shell out £250, you can get the smaller one. I don't remember how much I paid for it. You need to go and ask Rich, but they're really, really cool. And I think I might move this one somewhere else in this lady lounge in my game room. It's just kind of on there right now as a bit of a, I want it in the background of my videos. Might get a shelf for it over there somewhere, but we'll see. So that is where I picked it up from. Go and have a look. If you watch the full episode, you'll actually see this on the counter with me talking to Nick about this awesome panel, because I've had my eye on these larger panels for absolutely ages, and now voila, I've got 2. Christmas chapter now. I did predominantly get video games from Jess for Christmas. I got a few cool game related stuff from Sarah as well, so I'll show you that next. First up then, we have a loose cartridge of Skyblazer on the SNES with a hair attached to it, and we'll take a little hyper focus at what this game is right now.
Skyblazer initially released in 1994, January in North America, February in Japan, and later in March in the European Union. You can expect a total of 17 levels of awesome platforming, side-scrolling action with a bright popping colour palette and a relatively decent soundtrack. This game is much more accessible in terms of price at around £50, £40 to £50 mark if you buy it unboxed, but you can expect to pay well over £200 if you dare buy a boxed complete copy. I dare say for a mint copy, you will expect to pay even more to play.
So I believe Jess paid £45 for this from eBay. We were struggling to find it, but then again I saw it down at Game Shack for £45, and I was like, oh my god, it's there. Expect to pay over £200 for this as a boxed copy, but again it just depends on whether you collect cartridges or box. For me, I definitely prefer my boxed SNES over unboxed, but for titles like this I'll definitely go back and find the original box and manual at a later date. So Sky Blazer, thumbs up, is now in the collection. This next game I will also be streaming on Twitch. This is Cruise and Blast, a nice little arcade vibe of a racer on the Nintendo Switch, still sealed, but I will be streaming it this weekend if you want to come and hang out. It's everything that makes me enjoy racing games. Again, it's that arcade vibe, very similar and very reminiscent of that of something like Ridge Racer and Ridge Racer Revolution, Sega Rally, you know, the bright popping colours. It looks absolutely wicked, and I have seen this on Metal Jesus's channel as well, and I know he approves also, so this must have some really cool weight to it, and I'm super excited to play. In fact, we have been playing some Hot Shot Racing over on my stream, and you guys have absolutely loved it. It's like a combination of Ridge Racer and Virtua Racer on the Sega Saturn, so really, really darn cool. And another game she's got me, which is actually in the Lady Loft, was Sonic Colors Ultimate on the PS4, which is a remake from the 2010 Nintendo Wii game, and I played a bit of that as well last night on stream. So got another game to show you, and then something from our Sarah. Now, I wanted this next game on the Super Nintendo, but we struggled to get it box complete, and it goes for a hell of a lot more. So somebody said, why don't you get it on the Sega Mega Drive? It's pretty much identical. This is the Genesis version of True Lies. Now, if you think zombies, or rather Zombies Ate My Neighbours, but with a True Lies skin, you'll get an idea for what this game is really like. And I'm gonna stream it. I'm gonna stream it from original hardware. It is unfortunately missing manual, but again, I will get that at a later date. Now, I'm led to believe any game that came out after 1993 on the Genesis is playable on the Sega Mega Drive. In fact, all the Genesis games I own, that I think I only own about 3. This is probably the 4th Genesis game, because obviously we had the Mega Drive. They all work on my Sega Mega Drive, so I'm hopeful that this bad boy is going to work, and I think it's worthy of a little hyper focus where we'll dive into a little bit more about this game's gameplay, facts, and general overview. Let's go.
True Lies, released in 1994, the year I started secondary school, and it very much lends from the movie itself, even down to the box art with the amazing Arnold Schwarzenegger protruding over the Sega Mega Drive and Sega Genesis front. If you don't have a Sega Mega Drive or a Super Nintendo, you can also pick this up on your Game Boy and Game Gear, but don't expect anything near the quality of gameplay than what you get on your console variants. You start each level with a single shot pistol, but it's great because there's unlimited ammo, which does make this game a little bit easier in terms of its accessibility. It's fun, it's frantic, and it's definitely one that I'll be picking up on the Super Nintendo when I can find the right copy. And when I say right copy, I want box complete on the SNES, but I'll stream this because I think it looks super cool. And again, if you've played Zombies or Zombies Ate My Neighbours, it very much reminds me of that in its top-down premise.
Now, the lovely Sarah got me loads of stuff for Christmas, one of which will sit proudly on one of my shelves in here. Check this cool Mario Kart themed glass out. She bought one ages ago. In fact, I'll take it out of its box and I'll show it you properly. And I was like, mate, where did you get that from? I think she got it from Smith's Toys. And I think this will be really cool just to kind of check that out. This will be like really, really cool just to have on the shelf with maybe like a plushie sitting on top or something. I don't know. Boo would go really nicely on this, but Mario Kart, I'm a huge fan, especially Super Mario Kart. On the Super Nintendo, it's my fave game of all time. just for nostalgia, not even for gameplay, because there's other games that I prefer the gameplay of, but purely for the nostalgia. It really makes me smile. So for me, this is a really nice little glass, and I think it'll go really well with the aesthetics of my game room. So what do you guys think? We've taken a look at the Super Game Shack haul, we've taken a look at my Christmas gaming haul, and I've told you about the pixel panels, where you can get them from and how much they cost. It is one of my goals this year to reach 100k, so if you guys really do like your nostalgia as much as I do, I believe there's something here for you, and I would just ask you to subscribe, and if you could, share any of my favorite, any of your favorite videos, my favorite videos, any of your favorite videos to Reddit, Twitter, whatever you guys can do for me in terms of sharing the content is massively appreciated. In return, I will make consistent content for you throughout this entire year. Have a good one. My name is Gemma, and I'll catch you in the next episode. See you soon.